Mí drazí subjekti, vítejte u dalšího streamu The Fate Stay Night Remastered. Jsme zase zpátky v našem milovaném domově, kde se nic špatného nemůže stát. A samozřejmě, nebudeme to dále zdržovat. Ale jdeme přímo do toho. Game Capture. Fate Stay Night. Proč jsem měl na chvíli 13 FPS, jak viděl jsem to správně? OK. Snad Game Capture capturuje. Vidím bílou. Vidím Fate Stay Night. Zvuk taky jede. Takže já myslím, že jsme ready. Je mi to loadnou, protože jsem lehce hrál off screen. Tady to je teda jenom tady to je Unlimited Blade Works routa, co jsem tak koukal. Ale já jsem to lehce posral. No, protože v minulém streamu jsem vybral možnost, že se s Rin nealignem. Což jsem teď změnil. Teď jsme allies, protože to je Fate routa. I když to tady pořád píše Fate routa. Tady to asi už lehce bude navazovat do Unlimited Blade Works, ale možná to nebude dobrý konec, protože to není už od začátku. Unlimited Blade Works, každopádně. Morning, backed, struck. Jdeme do toho. OK, vybrali jsme tu možnost, že se spojíme s Rin, že budeme kamarádi, dokud Archer nebude zase bojeschopnej. Takže každopádně jdeme do toho. Besides, I don't have much choice. There's too much I don't know, and I have no experience as a mage. If Tohsaku is offering to help me, however temporary, it's an offer I can't turn down. Alright, I'll take your offer, Tohsaku. Honestly, I would really appreciate your help. Then that settles it. Let's shake on it. We're allies until we defeat Berserker. Oh, right, yeah, I guess that should be the arrangement. I guess I don't have control over the timing, but I'll probably help to know the timeline. I shake the offered hand. I'm a little perplexed. Tohsaku's hand is so soft, it reminds me she's a girl. Huh. Phew, huh. No to je jedno. Ano, tady vidíte tu Unlimited Blade Box routu. Já musím farmit Saber pointy. My hand, in comparison, is covered with scratches and it seems a poor match for hers. The moment I think that, I find myself getting embarrassed. I quickly pull my hand back. What's wrong? Are you changing your mind about working with me? It's not that. I really appreciate that I'm going to be able to work with you. It was more a personal thing, so don't worry about it. Tohsaku looks at me strangely. Oh, her face turns mischievous. Oh, what? I might dissolve our agreement if you say something stupid. I'm serious. I really will. Okay, hitlo nás. Jsem naprostý virgin. Was that the first time you held a girl's hand? I thought you had a lot of friends. I didn't realize you were so shy, Shiro. Wrong! That's not true! There's no way in hell I can... There's no way in hell I could say I got embarrassed because it was her. And yeah, fine, I haven't really touched a girl so intimately before, but... And no, Fujina doesn't count. She's more like something from a different planet than someone of a different gender. Hey, hold on. What did Tohsaku just say? You really do wear your feelings on your sleeve. Fine, I'll let it go. I wouldn't want you sulking if I pushed your buttons too much. Then here's my deposit. Consider it a proof of my alliance with you. I don't know where she had been keeping it, but she tugs out a giant book and slaps it on the table. It looks like a diary. There's no title, and the cover is wine red. It seems to be Tohsaku's trademark color. This was my father's, but I don't need it anymore, so I'll give it to you. It's not the kind of thing a full-fledged master needs, but I figure you might benefit from it. Tohsaku gestures for me to flip through it. Okay, thanks. I open to a random page, and then... There's nothing written on the pages, but a strange image suddenly pops into my head. Jasný. Huh? Tohsaku, what is this? It's a chart that records each servant's abilities. You know, there are certain rules in a Holy Grail war, right? That applies to servants too. First of all, only 7 heroic spirits get summoned. The 7 can only be summoned after they are assigned to one of the predetermined classes the Holy Grail has prepared in advance. Instead of summoning the heroic spirits themselves, the Holy Grail creates a vessel close to each heroic spirit and then summons the spirit into it. You know how seances and mediums work by calling on the spirit and drawing them into the caster's body so the spirit can communicate, right? It's like that.
時代の違う霊を呼び出すにはあらかじめ箱を用意しておいた方がいいのよ。
In order to summon spirits from different ages, you need a sort of a container. Glasses. Oh, so that's why Saber's called Saber.
そういうこと。英霊たちは正体を隠すものだって言ったでしょ。だから本名は絶対口にしない。
Mm-hmm.
自然、彼らを表す名称は呼び出されたクラス名になる。
Exactly. Remember that heroic spirits need to conceal their identities. That's why you never say their real name. So, their summoned class then serves as their name.
で、ランサー、アーチャー、ライダー、キャスター、アサシン、バーサーカーの7つ。
The classes are Saber, Lancer, Kashinda, Archer, Rider, Caster, Assassin, and Berserker. A total of 7.
聖杯戦争のたびに1つや2つはクラスの変更はあるみたいだけど、今回は基本的なラインナップね。通説によると、最も優れたサーバントはセイバーだとか。
The class lineup may differ depending on the Holy Grail War, but we have a classic lineup in this war. The common belief is that Saber is the most powerful.
これらのクラスはそれぞれ特徴があるんだけど、サーバント自体の能力は呼び出された英霊の格によって変わるから注意して。
Each class has its own unique characteristics, but each servant's abilities differ according to the summoned heroic spirit's rank, so be mindful of that. A heroic spirit's rank? You mean how strong they were in life?
それもあるけど、彼らの能力を支えるのは知名度よ。
That's part of it, but their abilities are also dependent on their notability.
生前何をしたか、どんな武器を持っていたかってのは不変のものだけど、彼らの基本能力はその時代でどのくらい有名なのかで変わってくるわ。
What they did or what kind of weapon they wielded may not change, but their basic abilities will change depending on how famous they were in their time.
英霊は神様みたいなものだから、人間に崇められるほど強さが増すの。
Heroic spirits are like gods, so they become more powerful the more people worship them.
存在が濃くなるとでも言うのかしらね。信仰を失った神霊が精霊に落ちるのと一緒で、人々に忘れ去られた英雄にはそう大きな力はない。
I guess you could say their essence becomes more potent. It's similar to divine spirits falling in rank to elementals if they lose devout followers. Similarly, a hero forgotten by the people doesn't have much power.
もっとも忘れられていようが知られていなかろうが、元が強力な英雄だったらある程度の能力は維持できると思うけど。
Although, a hero who was powerful to begin with should retain at least some power and abilities, whether they were unknown or forgotten. Then, if the hero is well known and their legend was extraordinary,
間違いなく A ランクのサーバントでしょうね。
there will be a rank A servant. Yeah.
そういった意味でもバーサーカーは最強かもしれない。
And that's why Berserker might be one of the strongest ever.
何しろギリシャ神話における最も有名な英雄だもの。
He's the most famous hero from Greek mythology. Bráško, jako, OK, chápu, Herakles je kurva silnej, ale doslova Berserker toho bodyuje každý. Každý, kdo má fight s Berserkerem, krom teda Saber na začátku, on dostane přes píču. Dostal přes píču od Archera, od druhého Archera, od Saber, od Saber Alter. A to je všechno. To je hodně lidí. Ale chápeme.
近代の英雄たちはそれだけで特殊な宝具を持っているっていうのに、英雄自体が強いんじゃ手の打ちようがない。
Heroes from the Age of Gods already have special noble phantasms to begin with, and there's not much we can do if the heroes themselves are strong. Tohsaku, what the heck's a noble phantasm?
そのサーバントが生前使っていたシンボル。英雄と魔剣聖剣の類はセットでしょ。要するに彼らの武装のことよ。
A noble phantasm is a servant's iconic item, which they use during their lifetime. Heroes and magical swords or sacred swords come as a set, right? It's basically their armament. Huh? Weapon? Like Saber's invisible sword? I fucking love
誰がどん
swords!
な曰くを持っているか知らないけど、セーバーのあれは間違いなく宝具でしょ。
Something like that. I don't know what story with that sword is, but whatever Saber's wielding is definitely a noble phantasm.
言うまでもないと思うけど、英雄ってのは人名だけじゃ伝説には残れない。
I don't think I need to even say this, but heroes can't remain in their legend with just their name alone.
彼らにはそれぞれトレードマークとなった武器がある。
Each hero has a weapon that is sort of their trademark.
それが奇跡を願う人々の思いの結晶。ノーブルファンタズムとされる最上級の武装なわけ。
And that is the crystallization of the people's desire for a miracle, their noble phantasm. Super. So it's a powerful magical item.
そうそう。ぶっちゃけた話、英霊だけでは強力な魔術、神秘には太刀打ちできないわ。
Exactly. Simply put, heroic spirits are no match for powerful magecraft or mystics.
けれど、そこに宝具が絡んでくると話は別よ。
But when their noble phantasms come into play, it's a whole different story.
宝具を操る英霊は、数段格上の精霊さえ打ち滅ぼす。
Heroic spirits who wield noble phantasms can defeat even elementals several ranks higher than them.
何しろ、伝説上に現れる聖剣、魔剣は、ほとんど魔法の域に近いんだもの。
This is because most are sacred or magical swords that appear in legend, and they are close to the level of magic.
最強の幻想種である竜を殺す剣だの、万里をかける靴だの、果ては神殺しの魔剣まで。
Swords that can kill dragons. Siegfried! The most powerful species of phantasmals. Shoes that allow the wearer to travel thousands of miles, or even magical swords that can kill deities.
ともかく、これで無敵じゃないはずがないっていうぐらい、英霊たちが持つ武装は桁が違う。
Whatever they may be, now you understand that the armaments heroic spirits wield are on an entirely different level. So much so that you might wonder why they aren't invincible.
サーバントの戦いは、この宝具のぶつかり合いにあると言っても過言じゃないわ。
It's no exaggeration to say that battles between servants are ultimately battles between their noble phantasms. So what you're saying is that these servants who are heroic spirits will most definitely have at least one noble phantasm.
ええ。原則として、一人の英霊が持てるのは、一つの宝具だけとされるわ。
Yes, and as a general rule, one heroic spirit can only wield one noble phantasm.
大抵は剣とか槍ね。ほら、中国に破山剣ってあるじゃない？一振りしかできないけど、その一振りで山をも立つっていう魔術品。それと似たようなものだと思う。
They're usually swords or spears. Have you ever heard of the legendary Chinese sword, the Hazanken? The mountain cutting sword. You can only swing it once, but it's a magecraft item set to destroy an entire mountain in one swing. I think it's like that.
もっとも、宝具はその神明を呪文にして発動する奇跡だから、そうおいそれと使えるものじゃないんだけど。
But noble phantasms are a kind of miracle activated only when their true name are spoken, so they can't be used casually. Huh? It activates when the weapon's name is spoken, right? Why would that make it so hard to use?
あのね、武器の名前を言えば、そのサーバントがどこの英雄か分かっちゃうじゃない。
Don't you not realize? Don't you realize that saying the weapon's name also tells you which hero the servant is?
英雄と魔剣はセットなんだから、武器の名前が分かれば、持ち主の名前もおのずと知れてしまう。そうなったら、長所も短所も丸分かりでしょ?
The heroes and their magical swords are set. So if you know their weapon's name, you will also know its wielder's name. If that happens, you'll then know their strengths and weaknesses. I see. Yeah, you make a good point. Now that I think back, when Lancer uses Noble Phantasm, Saber immediately figured out his identity. Something about Ireland's Child of Light. Okay, so servants are separated by classes, and each of them are heroic spirits suited to that class. They're all concealing their identities, and the weapons that they wield are the most powerful aces they've got up their sleeve. But they can't use it freely, or they would wind up revealing their identity.
以上でサーバントについての講義は終わり。
That's all I can tell you about servants.
詳しいことはその本を見ればわかるから、一息ついたら目を通しなさい。慣れてくれば、その本がなくても直感でサーバントを判断できるようになるから。
If you want more details, just look in that book. Flip through it when you have the time. Once you get used to it, you should be able to identify servants intuitively without the book. With that, Tohsaku stands up.
さて、それじゃあ私は戻るけど。
Okay, well, I'm heading home. Eh? Yeah, thanks. I'm still sitting on the floor, so I look up at Tohsaku as she gets ready to leave.
協力関係になったからって間違わないでね。私とあなたはいずれ戦う関係にある。最後の日になって、他のマスターたちが倒れているにしろ、全員健在であるにしろ、これだけは変わらない。
Don't get confused about things just because we formed an alliance. You and me, we are going to fight eventually. When all the other masters have been defeated, or even if they're still alive, we are bound to fight, no matter what.
だから、私を人間と見ない方が楽よ、エミヤ君。
You're better off not seeing me as human, Emiya. After making very clear where we stand, Tohsaku leaves for her home. I can already feel myself getting less and less stressed once Tohsaku leaves. My feverish body is suddenly overcome with exhaustion, and I collapse to the floor. ... I lie on my side to try to ignore the nausea creeping back over me. The ticking of the clock echoes throughout the quiet living room. Battle between masters, huh? I still don't understand what the heck that is. All I know is that I don't know much. It may have felt more real to me if I was even a little more interested in the Holy Grail. I don't know what it is, but the only thing I can feel for the Holy Grail is disgust. A grail that supposedly grants wishes. I don't know what it is exactly, but it's an artifact, powerful enough to summon servants. It may not grant every wish, but it's more than valuable enough for a mage. And yet, I have no interest. I might be skeptical because it doesn't feel real to me, but I also feel it's not fair to take a shortcut like that. Plus, it doesn't sit well with me, knowing that the selection process is just battle. Yet, this is a game of musical chairs. No matter how I feel about it, I'll need to overcome my competition to survive, now that I'm involved. And one of the methods to get rid of the competition could be to involve and harm other innocent people. That's why... Rejoice, Shiro Emiya. My reason to fight in the Holy Grail War is not to survive and win. Your wish will finally be granted. It's to do everything I can to stop those who will try to win by any means necessary. Oh, I feel dizzy again. That's not surprising. No matter how much my body appears healed, it was nearly split in half just a few hours ago. This feeling isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if I felt this way for the rest of my life. I was very nearly killed 3 times in one day. There's no denying that someone with no power will wind up hurt if they participate in battle. My own ineptitude nearly cost me my own body. Then that girl got hurt trying to protect me. I tried to sit back up. Right, her! Saber! I can't believe myself. I completely forgot about her because Tohsaku had settled herself in my living room. Maybe it's more that I was just avoiding thinking about her. I'm such a coward. I was avoiding thinking about the girl who was bleeding miserably. Even though I was the reason she got hurt in the first place. I can't believe Tohsaku left out the most crucial point. I shoved myself back up to my feet. Tohsaku never said anything about Saber. The only thing she said was that she and Saber brought me home, but she didn't elaborate. The very first thing I should have asked was whether the girl was safe, since Berserker wounded her. I suppress my nausea as I make my way through the mansion. Saber is nowhere to be found. I even checked the detached guest rooms, but I can't find her. That's weird. That armor isn't exactly camouflage. Even so, a fully armed and armored Saber still eludes me. Supposedly, servants can turn into spirit forms, but unfortunately she can't with me. No, first of all, even though I'm called a master, I don't know anything about her. I don't even know what Saber is or how servants are able to exist. It's like a new soldier suddenly gets awarded with a tank. But what's fortunate is that this tank has an autopilot. Even if the soldier is incompetent, the tank will run on its own. ... I bang my head against the pillar, frustrated by my own thoughts. What's with these negative thoughts, you idiot? You're whining. I apologize to the blonde girl internally. Right now, I need to find her and see if she's okay. She's not here either. I've looked around the entire house. It's the size of a traditional Japanese inn, but I played hide and seek with Fujine when I was a kid, so I know the most efficient way to search it. She must be in the dojo or the shed if she isn't in the house itself. The yard, the shed, or... She told me she was going to protect me, so she's not likely to leave the house. Hey, maybe she's... I suddenly remember another place. If she's not in the house, the yard, or the shed where we first met, there's another big building within the compound. That's where she'll be. I head over as quick as I can. My destination is the Kendo Dojo in a detached building. ... I'm getting a little nervous. If she's not there, I'll have to accept that she has just disappeared. ... I realize something. I have no clue who she is, but I still want her to be here. Oh, Bila. I enter an enclosed room, completely absent any ornamentation. Huh? Oh, shit. Oops. It's not a room to live in, and it's a dojo designed only for training. Within, the tranquil loom lit by the sun. Oh! No, Saber! 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 She sits as if she's always belonged there. The place is hushed, serene. The sunlight coming in is white and untainted, allowing the girl to be one with the dojo. It's the same girl who wielded her sword without hesitation, protecting me from Lancer last night under the moonlight. That golden mane of hers, which had soaked in the blue-white moonlight, now glitters in the sunlight. And then I remember. This is exactly how I felt when I first saw her. She was clad in armor, wielding her sword, and silently overwhelming the enemy. The extraordinary side of her isn't what surprised me. In fact, it didn't matter how she looked. Even if she had been covered in mud, I don't think my reaction would have been different. The girl who had so moved me is still right here, in front of me. I just admire her, forgetting even to breathe. To hell with being a master in the Holy Grail War. In this moment, I've completely accepted the girl called Saber. I don't know how much time elapsed. Saber opens her eyes, as if waking from a slumber. Oh. I sound disappointed, and my voice echoes through the dojo in the silence. Saber notices and stands up without making a sound. She walks towards me before I can think of what to say. You are awake, Shiro. Her voice is serene. Something rich and calm about her voice hangs in the air. Yeah, I just woke up. I managed to answer, at least. Shiro, is something the matter? Perhaps you're still not fully recovered? No, I'm fine. I feel real good. I recoiled from her. I averted my eyes and tried to get my heartbeat under control before my chest bursts. Get a hold of yourself. Why are you getting worked up like this? I take a deep breath, but I don't think this feeling is going away anytime soon. Man, why did she have to change? Saber's appearance is drastically different from yesterday. Her outfit now is so ordinary, in stark contrast to her armor. Her appearance takes me by surprise. She seems more real, which confuses the hell out of me. Seriously, she's drop-dead gorgeous. I mean, I saw that yesterday, but it's actually sitting in now. Shiro. As soon as we make eye contact, I can feel my nervousness grow. Then again, I wasn't looking everywhere for her, just to stay silent. It's uncomfortable, but I can't let it be awkward forever. Saber, right? This is actually the first time we've sat down to talk. I bite the bullet, but then... Shiro, before that, there is something that I would address regarding last night. She interrupts me, obviously displeased, making her earlier calm hard to fathom. Sure, what is it? As I said, last night. You are my master. It is troubling if you take such actions. Combat is my territory, so please stay behind me and out of the direct line of fire. I cannot protect you when you go out on your own, apparently determined to die in vain, as you so nearly did. Saber doesn't mince words. Her clipped tone is enough to make me forget my anxiety. What the hell? If I hadn't intervened, he would have been cut in half.
その時は私が死ぬだけでしょう。シローが傷つくことではなかった。繰り返しますが、今後あのような行動はしないように。マスターであるあなたが私をかばう必要はありませんし、そんな理由もないでしょう。
Perhaps I would have died, but you would not have been hurt. Let me repeat myself. Do not do that again. My master need not defend me, nor is there any reason to do so. The girl speaks frankly. She's very clerical. Well, don't be stupid. I don't need a reason to protect a girl. The words just pop out before I can think about it. Saber stiffens, as if surprised to see me upset at her. I find myself taking a step back on her severe expression. Now I just feel embarrassed, like I've said something incredibly tone deaf. Anyway, thanks for taking me home. I appreciate that.
それはどうも。サーバントがマスターを守護するのは当たり前ですが、感謝をされるのは嬉しい。
You are most
シローは礼儀正しいんです。
You are most welcome. It is a servant's duty to protect their master, but it is still nice to be acknowledged. You are very courteous, Shiro. I don't think I'm particularly polite, actually. There's something more pressing that I need to bring up. Something I should have asked as soon as I got home yesterday. Is she willing to be my servant, and is she really all right with fighting with me in this war? Let's get back on topic, Saber. Oh, I can call you Saber, right?
はい。サーバントとして契約を交わした以上、私はシローの剣です。その命に従い、敵を撃ち、あなたを守る。
Yes, as a servant who has formed a contract with you, I am your sworn. I shall follow your orders, attack your enemies, and protect you. Saber does not hesitate in the slightest to give her answer. Her tone leaves no room for doubt. You are my sword, huh? To win the Holy Grail thing?
シローはそのために私を呼び出したのではないのですか?
Is that not why you summoned me? No, I wound up summoning you because I couldn't just tell her it was a big weird coincidence. And actually, I didn't even summon her. Saber just appeared when I was in trouble and saved me. And here we are. I became Saber's master and I got looped in this battle to the death. This Holy Grail war. Say hi, Sensor. I didn't choose any of this. I'm still just an apprentice mage who just got caught up in the battle way beyond my ability. Skurva! Wait, so what about it? I'm already resolved to fight no matter what. There's no point in me crying over my situation now. I shake my head, trying to stop myself from whining. No more of that. I've already said I would fight. I can't just drop everything and run. This will be the last time I whine aloud or think negatively. No matter how I get involved, I have decided to fight. Shiro? It's nothing. I'll need to warn you. Your chances of winning are pretty slim with me. I don't have any knowledge or power like Tohsaku. We could very well end up in another situation like last night. Are you still okay with that? Are you saying you have no intention of fighting? I have the will to fight. I'm only asking if you still want to team up with me, knowing how slim the odds are. How I got to this conclusion doesn't matter. All that matters is that I've decided to fight in this battle. That's why I don't think it's right for someone to get hurt on my behalf. Even if I'm weak, having Saber fight and having her get hurt like that. I can't stand that happening again.
私のマスターはあなたです、シロ。これはどうあっても変わらない。サーバントにマスターを選ぶ自由はないのですから。
You are my master, Shiro. That is an immutable fact. Servants do not have the freedom to choose their masters. ... She's right. That is the whole reason Saber is my servant. If it's true, I'll need to respect Saber's needs and actions as best I can. Got it. Then you're okay with me being your master.
ええ。ですがシロ、私のマスターに敗北は許さない。
Yes, but I also want you to know that I will not allow my master to be defeated.
あなたに勝算がなければ私が作る。
If you have no chance for victory, I must create one.
可能であるすべての手段を用いて、あなたには聖杯を手に入れてもらいます。
I will utilize every opportunity available for you to obtain the Holy Grail. To obtain the Holy Grail. Tohsaku said servants also have a wish they want granted. Saber is no exception. That's why she hasn't hesitated up to this point. But it's also why... Hold on, Saber. You said any means possible, right? Does that mean you'll stop at nothing to win? Like, you might even attack people to gain power? I can't finish my sentence. Saber looks at me as if she's looking at an enemy.
シロ、それは可能である手段ではありません。
Shiro, that is not what I mean by any means possible.
私は私が許す行為しかできない。自分を裏切ることは私には不可能です。
I
剣を
can...
持たぬ
Oh,
人間に傷を負わせることなど、騎士の視界に反します。
I can only do things I allow myself to. It is impossible for me to betray my own beliefs. Harming unarmed innocence goes against a knight's oath.
ですが、マスターが命じるのであれば従うしかありません。その場合、私に踏み入る代償として、その刻印を一ついただくことになりますが。
However, I must obey if you order so. In that case, you will have to use one of your command spells in compensation. I get overwhelmed by the edge in her voice. ... At the same time, I feel relief flooding through me. Saber seemed like a robot because of her extraordinary power and lack of hesitation. But I know now she's not some cold-blooded killer. Yeah, I wouldn't make you do anything like that. Just as you say, we have to do our best with what we can do. I'm really sorry. What I've said must have been insulting.
いえ、私もマスターの意図がつかめずに早合点してしまいました。シロは悪くないのですから、頭を上げてくれませんか?
No, I also failed to grasp your intentions and jump to conclusions. You are not at fault, so may you please raise your head. Huh? Oh, I bowed without realizing it. I raised my head. ... I don't know what's so funny, but Saber has a small smile on her face. I'm glad she seems happy, so I don't press her. Ah, I forgot to bring this up. In addition to doing everything we can, I've decided to team up with Tohsaku for the time being. Remember her? The girl who was with us last night. Archer's master?
リンですか? そうですね。確かにそれは賢明な判断です。シロがマスターとして成熟するまで、彼女には教わるものがあるでしょう。
You mean Rin? That is certainly a wise decision. I'm sure there are many things you can learn from her until you become a full-fledged master. That's a relief. As long as Saber agrees, I can work together with Tohsaku without hesitation. The only other thing I need to ask her right now is... Tady to myslím, že nám dá bodík se Saber. Takže já dám radši save. A myslím, že to je... Myslím, že musíme jít tady tím směrem. I should ask about the clothes she's wearing. So, Saber, I want to ask you something.
はい、何か?
Yes, what is it? Where did you get those clothes? You look completely different than yesterday, so you cannot caught me off guard. Okay. Flowchart. Yes, bodík se Saber. Ho ho ho. Funny dress. Actually, I'm still bewildered.
リンが用意してくれたものです。私は霊体に戻ることができませんから、せめて人目につかないようにと。
Rin provided them for me. She thought it would be best that I avoid attracting attention, as I am unable to return to spirit form. I see. I had no idea.
それが何か。
What about them? Nothing. Don't worry about it. I want to tell her that they look good on her, but I managed to stop myself. If I said something like that, I'll probably go beat that...
シロ。
Shiro? Well, yeah, you know, yesterday's armor? Yeah, I was just wondering what happened to your armor.
それでしたら心配はいりません。武装の有無は自由なので、この服でいるときは外しているのです。
There is no need to worry about them. There is no need to worry about that. There are no rules for wearing armor, so I have it off while I'm wearing these clothes.
あの鎧は私の魔力で編まれたもの。必要に応じて呼び出せます。
That armor is created from my magical energy. I can call for it as needed. ... I can only respond with amazement. Anyway, there's no doubt she would draw a lot of attention going around in that armor. But with Saber wearing something like that, I can probably make up some story to the neighbors that she's a distant relative of my old man or something. Well, actually, I have to do that anyway. But then, here's something heavy hit the floor by the door. What's that? I turn to face the sound. At the door, there's Tohsaku, a duffel bag at her feet. Water? My mind comes to a screeching halt. I thought Tohsaku had gone home, but here she is at the dojo, in her ordinary clothes. And why is she carrying so much stuff? What are you doing here, Tohsaku?
何って家に戻って荷物取ってきたんじゃない。今日からこの家に住むんだから当然でしょ。
What do you mean? I went home to get my stuff. Wouldn't it be the sensible thing since I'm going to live here from now on? Wow! Live? You living here in my house?
協力するってそういうことじゃない。あなたね、さっきの話って一体何だったと思ったわけ？
That's what teaming up means, right? Honestly, what did you think we were talking about earlier? I can't even speak. I need something. I need to say something, or else this is going to turn into a huge mess. But my brain refuses to work.
私の部屋どこ？用意してないなら自分で選ぶけど。
So where's my room? If you don't have one ready, I'll just pick one. She just pushes right by me, brashly invading my home. No, hold up, that's... Wouldn't this be wrong? I mean, Tohsaku's pretty much the school's idol. Having her in my house at all is already a big deal. But I don't know how people will react if she started staying here or living with me. And Fujine would absolutely kill me. And well, maybe this is just a plot on Tohsaku's part to get rid of a master?
ああ、ついでに彼女の部屋も用意したら。私のアーチャーと違ってシロのサーバントはかさばるんだから、ちゃんと寝る場所を与えておかないと。まあ、布団一組あればノープロブレムって言うなら別にいいけど。
Oh, by the way, why don't you prepare a room for her too? Unlike my archer, your servant actually takes up space. So you need to set up a place for her to rest. Well, I guess it's not a huge deal if you think just one futon would be enough for the two of you. Oh, no, is she implying Saber and I sleep in the same bed or something? Like hell that's going to happen, idiot. You think you can just say whatever because I'm being quiet? But that isn't ever happening. Saber's a girl, you know?
論点が違うけど、まあいっか。ですってセイバー。
You're missing the point, but whatever. Did you hear that, Saber?
シロは女の子と同じ部屋は嫌だってさ。
Shiro's saying he doesn't want to share a room with a girl. Ta je nasrana. ... Saber staring at me. She looks really stern.
困りますシロ。サーバントはマスターを守護するもの。
That's smug that he read.
最も警護すべき対象なのですから、同じ部屋でなければ守れない。
That will not do, Shiro. A servant must protect their master at all times. Masters are most vulnerable when they are asleep, so I must be in the room with you to protect you. That's even worse! What the hell are you two thinking? Should girls really be thinking about that kind of stuff? ... Why? Why are the two of them just silently staring at me like that?
サーバントはサーバント。人間扱いする必要はないけどね。シロにそんなこと言っても無駄か。
Uh-huh. We do know you don't really need to treat servants like humans, right? I guess there's just no sense telling Shiro that, though. ... I'm about to protest, but I shut my mouth. The discomfort I felt when I was talking to Tohsaku in the living room earlier comes rushing back. Actually, I've just figured out the cause of my discomfort. Hold on, Tohsaku, when did you start calling me by my first name?
あれそうだった？意識してなかったから割と前からそうなってたんじゃない？
Huh? I didn't even realize it. I thought it happened pretty quickly. It did happen quickly. At least that's how I felt.
そう。嫌なら気をつけるけど、シロは嫌なの？
Oh, if you don't like it, I'll try to be more careful about it. But do you care, Shiro? Tohsaku is so casual about this, not really caring how I feel. You were right, Issei. It's not that Rin Tohsaku might be a cruel enchantress. She is one. Oh, lite tak seriózny. Fine, do whatever you want. You can call me whatever you like.
そう？ならそういう。
リン、話を切らないでほしい。私とシロの部屋についてまだ結論が出ていない。
Yeah, I will then. Rin, please do not change the subject. We have not finished deciding the matter Shiro and my living arrangements.
ああ、そうだったそうだった。けど、シロがこの様子だと相部屋は難しいわね。サーバントを人間扱いしてもいいことなんてないけど、シロが嫌だって言うんだから諦めたら？
Oh, that's right. But given Shiro's reaction, it might not be realistic for you and Shiro to share a room. There's no point in treating servants like humans, but you might as well give up since Shiro hates that idea.
それは違う。シロは困ると言っただけで嫌だと言っていない。
That is not true. Shiro simply expressed his discomfort, but he did not outright say no.
だってさ、そのあたりどうなの、シロ？
You heard her, so what do you really mean, Shiro? ... Hold on a minute. I don't understand how in a single day she can just casually start calling me Shiro, like a cat she just picked up and named. Well, that's not really the issue here. This is about Saber's living arrangement.
シロ、もう一度聞きます。睡眠中の警護はサーバントの役割です。マスターとして自分の立場は分かっていると思いますが。
Shiro, I will ask you once again. It is the servant's job to guard you while you sleep. At this point, I'm sure you understand your position as a master. My decision won't change, no matter how much she stares at me like that. No, I'll prepare a different room for Saber. I'll make sure her room's closest to mine. That should be a good compromise. ... Intimidation won't work with me. Anyway, I'm a man, so I have to draw the line. You need to be more mindful of your position too, Saber.
ですから、私はサーバントとしてマスターを守護しようと。
Yes, exactly. That's why I'm simply insisting, as a servant, that I protect Master. No, not that. I'm talking about your own position. If you don't get it, then never mind. If you're going to keep on pressing the issue, I'll make you understand if I have to use my command spell. Nah.
ですから私はサーバント
I
として
tried to scare
マスターの
Saber
話を
off the subject.
そのようなことでレイジを使われては困る。3つしかない命令権を自分を守るななどということに使われては先が見えない。
I would not like you using a command spell for that reason. Our future would be bleak if indeed were you to use such a thing to command me, not to protect you.
そうね。間違いなくそんなマスターはシローが最初で最後でしょ。
You're right. Shiro is the first and definitely last master to say something like that. Don't be stupid. I wouldn't want to use my command spell for something like this either.
わかりました。マスターの方針に従います。ですが、敵に襲われた時はどうするのです。アサシンなどは気配なく標的に忍び寄ってくる。そういった時、私が駆けつけるまでにシローは自分を守れるのですか？
Understood. I will follow Master's command. But what will you do if you are ambushed? Assassins have the ability to close in on their target by concealing their presence. If that were to happen, are you able to protect yourself until I reach you? Well, I really can't tell her that I can't take care of myself. Yeah, I managed to survive against Lancer, but I won't have that kind of luck twice.
それはありえないわね。この屋敷には外敵が侵入すると警報が鳴る結界が貼ってある。襲撃は避けられないけど、奇襲ならすぐに察知できるわ。それならシローが襲われる前に駆けつけられるだろうし。セイバーは好きな部屋に陣取ればいいんじゃない？
That's not possible. This mansion has a bounded field set up to alert the residents of any intruders. We may not even be able to avoid being attacked, but we should be able to detect attempts at an ambush. If that happens, Saber should have time to rush to Shiro's defense before he's attacked, so she can go ahead and take another room.
それは確かにそうですが。
That may be true, but
なんならシローの部屋の隣でいいじゃない。一緒の部屋でなければいいんでしょ、エミヤくんは。
then why don't you take the room next to Shiro's? You're fine as long as you two don't have to do. You're fine as long as you two don't share rooms, right, Emiya? Tohsaku purposefully calls me Emiya at the end. Tohsaku, that's a bit of a misconception.
あなたのために言ってるんだから正論よ。さーて、それじゃあ私の部屋はどこにしよっかな。
I'm saying it for your sake, so it's justified. Anyway, I wonder which room I should take. Tohsaku takes her luggage and heads towards the mansion, putting an end to the conversation. She seems cheerful, like a student picking her room at a school trip. How terrifying. The way Tohsaku carries herself so self-assuredly mesmerizes the two of us, and we both watch her go in stunned dismay. We all leave the dojo and head back to the house. For the time being, I need to give them all a tour so Saber can select her room. This is the Japanese-style room. If you head towards the back, you'll find the living room, bathroom, and other communal spaces. You'll get to the guest house if you walk along the veranda corridor towards the detached side of the house. Seems like Tohsaku wants to go that way. As we walk, I explain where everything is. I'm not sure if she's even listening, since Saber is just following me without reacting to a single thing I say.
屋敷の見取りはいいです。それよりシロの部屋はどこなのですか？
I do not need to know the layout of the house. I just need to know where your room is, Shiro. My room is this way. It's pretty far into the house.
では、そちらに案内してください。内密に話があります。
Oh. Then please lead me there. There's something I wish to discuss with you, privately. Privately? That means it's something she doesn't want Tohsaku to hear. I don't think Tohsaku would hear us since she's in the detached area of the house, but I can't forget that she's still a master. She could just as easily listen in, and besides, the veranda's hardly a place to talk in private. Here, this is my room. What? This is your room, Shiro? The moment we step into my room, Saber's eyes widen with surprise. What's wrong? I don't think there's anything around here that should surprise you like that. Shiro a minimalist. No, it is not that there is anything that surprises me. It is more that I am more surprised that there is nothing here. You are certain this is your room? Why would I lie to you about that? I only come here to sleep, so it makes sense there's nothing here. To se stane. To se teprve stane kolektorem věcí. I see. I just did not expect that. I imagined you to be a collector of some sort. Saber steps into the Japanese-style room, running her hand along the wall and sliding paper door, feeling its texture. Her touch is gentle, as if contact with these things will let her learn their history, see their memories. Oh. I'm glad. Your room may seem sparse, but it feels like it has been treated with care. It looks drab, but I can feel the warmth here. Warmth? Well, I guess that's true. Maybe it's how this mansion's been structured. But this room is cool during the summer and warm in winter. My old man also was impressed and said I chose well. Yes, a room is a reflection of its owner's personality. The state of this room left me concerned about your disposition, but now my impression of you is as it was previous to coming here. Saber sounds relieved, but I don't really understand what she's trying to say. So, what do you want to talk to me privately about? Two things, both of which I would like to keep between the two of us. Is that alright? Huh? Well, if you say so, I don't mind. But at least tell me what they are, or else I won't know whether it's good or bad. Oh. Both are bad. At the very least, I do not want any of the other masters knowing this. From Saber's expression, I am guessing this has something to do with our shortcomings. Okay. I think I got the gist of it, of what's on your mind. Go ahead and tell me what it is. The first thing is about a summoned servant's first obligation. I am afraid I cannot fulfill that obligation, so I would like to apologize in advance. Huh? A servant's first obligation? Revealing my identity to you. Have you not heard it from Rin? About who you are? Oh, you mean your real name. Servants are heroic spirits. They are heroes who have made a name from themselves throughout history and around the world. They conceal their identities as well as their skills by using class names. A servant's true name isn't something to reveal lightly, but their masters should know. Without knowing their identity, masters won't know a servant's strengths and abilities. Master and servant are one. The pairs simply can't battle effectively if one has something to hide. At least that would be the case if we are talking about the normal master. Knowing Saber's true name won't change the fact that I still can't use her with her full potential, and I wasn't all that interested in the first place. Okay, that's fine, but why?
私なりに考えた結果です。いかにシローが私の神明を隠そうとしても、シローから知識を奪う術は多くあるでしょう。
I am basing this on my own understanding of the situation. In spite of whatever intention or efforts on your part to protect my true name, there are numerous ways with which an enemy could use magecraft to rip that knowledge from you.
シローの魔術抵抗はそう高くありませんから、敵が優れた術者ならば精神介入もたやすい。敵の魔術にかかれば、あなたの意志に反して私の神明が明かされてしまう。
You have little resistance to magecraft. A skilled mage could easily take advantage of this. Should you fall under an enemy's spell, you may reveal my true name entirely against your will. Oh, I get it. Yeah, you're right. I'd give it up the moment a spell was cast on me. Let's keep it a secret.
そう言ってもらえると助かります。もっとも、私自身はそう高名なものではありません。バーサーカーに比べれば、数段ランクを知られたところでどうということはないでしょうが。
I appreciate your understanding. Then again, I am not as renowned or distinguished as the likes of Berserker anyway. It may not make much of a difference, even were my name to be revealed. Saber's tone is regretful. I hadn't quite expected that. She seems to have a human side to her, which she lets show in revealing how she's frustrated that she may be inferior to Berserker as a hero. It doesn't matter, an ice up your sleeve's only value isn't that it's concealed. I can tell that you're trying to be creative since you ended up with such a terrible master. Besides, don't you think Berserker's kind of unfair anyway? There's no reason for you to get depressed about it, and from my point of view, you weren't completely inferior to that thing. You were injured pretty bad, but you were holding your own.
そうですね。昨夜不覚を取りましたが、傷が癒えれば違った結果になるでしょう。
You may be right. I was caught off guard last night, but once my wounds are fully healed, things will go differently. I bet. Okay, that's the first topic. What's the other thing you wanted to talk about?
ええ、それなのですが、おそらくこれはもう私たちでは解決できないことです。
Yes, about that. I'm afraid that this is something we are unable to resolve on our own.
私たちサーバントはマスターからの魔力提供によって体を維持する。だからこそサーバントはマスターを必要とするのですが。
Servants maintain their form with the magical energy their masters supply. That is why a servant requires a master. But because I'm a crab master, I don't have enough magical energy to maintain your body.
違います。たとえ少量でもマスターから魔力が流れてくるのなら問題はないのです。ですが、シローからは全く魔力の提供がありません。本来つながっているはずの霊脈が断線しているのです。
That is not what I'm saying. Even were I to receive only a small amount of magical energy from my master, there would not be a problem. However, as of right now, I am not receiving any magical energy from you at all. The ley line connection we should have is not present. That means that while I'm supposed to be providing Saber with fuel for her engine, so to speak, I'm not. Saber, that means...
シロー自身の欠点ではありません。おそらく召喚時に問題が起きたのでしょう。何らかの不手際があって、本来つながるはずのラインがつながらなかったようです。
This is not a shortcoming on your part. Something must have happened at the time of my summoning. Some sort of error must have occurred, and the connection that should have been formed between us failed to do so properly. An error during your summoning. When Saber was called here, it wasn't any sort of summoning. It was just an accident. It's no wonder Saber's having these issues since she was summoned that way. Wait, then what's going to happen? If you can't replenish magical energy, does that mean you're going to disappear soon?
私が持つ魔力を使い切れば、この世界に留まることはできなくなるでしょう。
Yes, once I use up all the magical energy I possess, I will no longer be able to remain in this world.
召喚されてから、すでに3回の戦闘を行いました。
I've already fought 3 battles since I was summoned.
私の治癒能力も蘇生魔術ですから、傷を負えば魔力の消費も早くなる。そうですね。昨夜までで成熟した魔術師10人分の魔力は消費したでしょう。
My healing ability is a type of regeneration magecraft, so I will consume more magical energy whenever I am injured. By my calculations, I must have used up about 10 full-fledged mages worth of magical energy last night. I'm speechless. Every time Saber fights, she loses magical energy, and there's no way for her to replace it. If she's used that much magical energy already, how much longer can Saber stay here? Now you understand, Master.
そのため、私は少しでも魔力の消費を抑えなければならない。供給がないのなら、あとは睡眠することで魔力の消費を抑えるしかありません。
Thus, I must avoid using any more magical energy. If I am unable to supplement my magical energy, the only other method is for me to sleep to reduce the consumption of magical energy. Sleep. Does sleeping restore magical energy?
わかりません。ですが最低でも眠っている間は魔力を使わない。
I do not know, but at the very least, I will not use any magical energy while asleep.
ですから、これからできる限りの睡眠を許してほしいのです。常に白を守ることはできなくなりますが、それも勝利のためと受け入れてほしい。
Which is why I would like you to permit me to sleep as much as possible. I may not be able to protect you all the time, but I hope you do understand so that we may increase our chances of victory. Ah, I sigh in relief. Thank goodness. I'll give her whatever she asks, if that's all there is to it. Of course, that's okay. That's all you want if things get rough for you. I would rather you do that if it'll allow you to stay with me longer.
では、今後は頻繁に眠りに入りますが、その間は決して屋敷から離れないように。遠く離れた場所でシロが襲われた場合、私はすぐに駆けつけられない。
Then from now on, I will sleep often. During that time, I ask that you do not leave the mansion. I will not be able to come to your aid if you are attacked while we are apart.
空間を跳躍するなら話は別ですが、そんな能力を持つサーバントは稀です。
Matters would be different if I could travel through space and time, but that is a rare ability for servants to have.
では、
今後
はもし離れた場所で私を呼ぶのなら、0時のバックアップが必要になります。
If you are...
できるだけ私から離れないようにしてほしい。
If you are to call me from a distance, you will need to use command spells as a backup, so I would prefer you remained nearby. As much as I would like to, I can't readily agree. I can't imagine life with Saber sticking by my side all the time, and I do have my own life to live too. I'll try, but is that all you need me to do? If you're asleep, you'll...
問題はないでしょう。このようなことはなかったので断言はできませんが、前回も総戦闘数は7回に満たなかった。私が倒さずとも、サーバントはサーバントによって減っていくのですから。
It should not be a problem. I cannot be certain, since this has never happened before, but I went into battle fewer than 7 times last time. Even if I do not go out and fight, some of the other servants will dispatch each other. I see, so it doesn't mean everyone has to battle everyone else. If all goes well, we can end this war pretty easily. The only people I need to fight are those who start doing things no person should. I can't imagine all 7 would be like that. Even Tohsaku, who seems eager to fight, would still abide by the rules of mages. And as long as the other 5 masters act humanly, I have no intention of fighting them. Saber even said she didn't fight 7 times last time, so this time around... Oh, hold on a minute. Last time, fewer than 7 times? Hold on, Saber. Are you telling me you were the Saber last time too? I mean, does that mean you participated in the Holy Grail War too? This is the 2nd time I've participated in this war for the Holy Grail. Jo, jsi si jistá, Saber? Hele, já bych se rád koukal na všechny ty Saber faces. I was the Saber last time as well. There are heroic spirits who possess attributes suited to multiple classes, but I only fall under the Saber class. I remember something Tohsaku said. She said that out of the 7 servants, Saber is the best one. And this girl says that she has been summoned as that class twice in a row. Does that mean last time you stayed until the end? Of course. I did not have any of the constraints I do now last time, so I never fell behind the other servants. Saber says this as if it should be obvious. Her statement forces me to realize something. The sword in my possession now is not something I'm worthy of. I don't deserve her. Damn, then you must be really unsatisfied with someone like me as your master. I simply fulfill the duties that have been given to me. As long as I can obtain the Holy Grail, I have no complaints about who my master is. Got it. That's a relief, but she used to be fully prepared and in capable hands, and she's been injured twice already. All because she can't replenish her magical energy. That means she'll constantly have to consider how much magical energy she has left as she fights. And because she needs to fight with all these restrictions in her last battle, she wound up covered in her own blood. The image still haunts my mind. I still see the girl, smaller and slighter than me, being so brutally injured. Shiro, there is no reason to regret such a thing, eh? Saber's voice snaps me back to reality. It is not that I have never known defeat. I was not victorious last time, and so now I'm your servant. I'm accustomed to injury, so there's no call for you to be distressed over my wounds. Used to it, even if your injuries look like they could be fatal. Yes, to wield a sword is to be prepared to accept the consequences of doing so. It holds true for you as well. It is unreasonable to expect me to come out of this unscathed. unscathed. Well, yeah, but so you're saying you don't mind getting
それ
hurt?
が死に至る傷でなければ、死んでしまってはマスターを守れなくなりますから。
As long as the injuries are not fatal, if I die, I will not be able to protect my master. What the hell? So you don't care if you get injured as long as you protect your master?
それがサーバントの役割ですから。
That is a servant's role.
確かにリンの言葉は正論ですね。サーバントを人間として扱う必要などない。私たちはマスターを守るための道具です。
In this,
それを正しく把握するべきだ。
in this, Rin is absolutely correct. There is no cause to treat servants like humans. We are tools used to protect our master, and that is something you must understand. Having said her piece, Saber walks towards the sliding door. There's a room opposite of the screen door. My room has always been big enough for me, so I never used the adjacent room.
睡眠をとります。夕食時には起きますので、外出するのなら声をかけてください。
I will go to sleep now. I will wake up at dinner time, so please let me know if you are going to step out. The sliding door opens quietly, then slides back shut.
私たちはマスターを守るための道具です。
We are tools used to protect our master.
あなたもそれを正しく把握するべきだ。
That is something you must understand. The hell kind of logic is that? It pisses me off, but I can't say that aloud, so I just stake in Saber's words and stand alone, perplexed. I sit at the edge of the veranda and mindlessly look up at the blue sky. I may not be sleeping during the day like Saber, but I still need rest. I'm not nauseous anymore, but I still feel terrible. On top of that, all the unexpected things that have happened are weighing heavily on me. Phew. I take a deep breath and look blankly out over the yard. I asked about everything I needed to know, and I got answers. I'm no less lost for it. And yet Tohsaku, my senior as a mage, or rather a full-fledged master, is completely nonchalant about the whole situation.
ねえ、余ってるクッションとかない？あとビーカーと分度器。
Hey, do you have any extra cushions around? Also beakers and a protractor? She's busy scouring the house for stuff. Take any cushion you want from the guest room. But a normal house doesn't have beakers or protractors.
は？信じられない。魔術師なら実験用具ぐらい置いておくものよ。
Are you serious? A mage should have always keep experimental tools around. Complaining loudly, she turns and heads back towards the detached building. Tohsaku's really serious about getting herself situated here, and the matter of her staying overnight seems to also be settled. When I peeked into the detached building earlier, she had already picked out the best room for herself. She had even put up a sign that read, "Remodeling in progress. Do not enter." Fine, I guess it won't be an issue since the detached building is far away enough. Having Saber around already has me on edge, but if Tohsaku were close too, there would be nowhere for me to relax anymore. The detached building is far enough, and even though it's connected by a corridor, it feels like it's a neighboring house. As long as I keep my distance, nothing bad should happen. Oh, I guess we'll see each other during meals. And there's only one bath here, so we'll have to decide when each of us will use it. Wait a minute, Saber's a girl too, so... Idiot! What the hell am I thinking? I shake my head violently and slump back onto the floor. With what must be my millionth sigh today, I stare blankly up at the sky. I'm getting drowsy. Must be more tired than I realized. Whatever. I just go ahead and close my eyes. Apparently, not caring at all works wonders. The moment I close my eyes, I drift right off to sleep. The next thing I know, the sun has long since set, and Saber, Tohsaku, and I have gathered around in the living room. I've only just woken up, and Saber is already in the living room, and Tohsaku just finished remodeling her room. By the way, this is what the guest room looked like a few hours ago. But now... Shiro, how do I use the AC in here? This was what I saw after being summoned for something so trivial. Even Fujine wouldn't have bothered me with it. To není až tak zlý. The room had transformed into this. I should know how to pick a teammate. I'm uncomfortable. My house is playing host to not one, but two invaders. I'm all the more unsettled because I so rarely have guests here. Actually, these two don't even look like they belong in a Japanese-style house to begin with. The time is almost 7 o'clock at night. Everyone's in the living room, but staying quiet and doing nothing isn't really good for my mental well-being. If you don't mind, I want to talk about what we do from here. Just a sec. Before we do that, I want to set one thing straight. Sure, what's that? It's about dinner, Shiro. You've been living alone for a while, right? Huh? Well, yeah. Which means you've been making your own meals, right? Of course, I would go hungry if I didn't eat. I see. Then I have a proposal for you. Why don't we take turns preparing dinner? We are going to be living together for a while, so that they'll help, right? Okay, necháme jí dokecat. You're right. I was thinking of going about my normal routine, but now that you're going to be living here, you'll be like family. You'll be expected to cook, and it'll lift some of the burden from me. That's settled then. Today it will be Shiro's turn. It's late already, so let's talk about this after we've eaten. Ok, viděl bych to, že to dneska do streamu tady ten den a budu dneska končit. Wait? It's fine if we take turns cooking dinner, but what about breakfast? Are we going to take turns for breakfast too? Oh. Nina mrcha. Don't worry about breakfast, I don't eat breakfast. What? Don't be ridiculous, you won't grow up big and strong unless you eat breakfast. Mind your own damn business. Anyway, you're going to make dinner today, and if you don't make something decent, I'm not talking to you. For the life of me. I don't know what I said at all, but Tohsaku glares at me irritated. Fine, I'll make something. Saber, you're going to eat too, right? If you are going to prepare something, then yes. Meals are an important source of energy. Got it, then you two sit back and behave yourselves. I grab my apron and head to the kitchen. Luckily, there are enough ingredients for a meal for free. I turned on the rice cooker right when I woke up, so it should be done in about half an hour. I glanced towards Tohsaku and Saber from the kitchen. Those two look like they would prefer eating Western-style meals over Japanese meals. I seriously doubt Saber would like tofu and natto, to say nothing of Tohsaku. Actually, I don't think Saber would be able to hold chopsticks in the first place. I hesitate for a minute, but there's no point worrying about this now. There's only a few dishes I can make with the ingredients I have right now. I have tofu, I think for a moment, and decide to make deep fried tofu. I also decide to make a simple tofu and seaweed soup. Since I have some chicken prepped, I'll use that to make teriyaki chicken as the main dish. I drain the water from the tofu, season the chicken, and cut the daikon into thin strips to make a crunchy salad. I also grated daikon to make a sauce and sauteed some shishito peppers. Have you decided on what to do, Rin?
さあ、情報がないから何とも言えないけど、とりあえずは他のマスターを探し出すことが先決かな。
Not really. I can't say much because I don't have much information. I think the most important thing to do is find the other masters.
残るマスターはあと4人。こっちがマスターだって知られずに探し出したいけど、さすがにうまくはいかないわよね。
There are 4 more masters. I'd like to search for them without revealing that I'm a master too. But I don't think that's realistic. I told them to be good, but they're on a pretty disturbing topic. Don't they see I'm busy making dinner for the 3 of us? They're not even looking over here. Tohsaku, not 4, it's 5. The only masters we know so far are you and me. I shout my contribution from the kitchen, holding the big frying pan to make the deep fried tofu.
何言ってるのよ。私とシロ、それにイリアスフィールで3人でしょ。あなた、バザーカーのこともう忘れたの？
What are you talking about? We know 3. You, me, and that Iliasphere. Did you already forget about Berserker? Oh. Oh right, that little girl is also a master. I'd completely forgotten about her since Berserker left such a vivid impression on me. But now I remember that little girl is a master too, and she tried to kill us without a second's hesitation.
どうせね、あなたのことだからイリアスフィールを敵だって認識してなかったんでしょ。それはいいから調理に専念しなさいってば。シローの実力がわからないと私が困るんだから。
I bet you didn't even consider Iliasphere as an enemy. Forget about that for now and just concentrate on cooking. You're going to have a problem if I can't judge how good you are. I don't know that my cooking skills are going to be problematic to Tohsaku, but she's right. The food prep's pretty much done, so I need to concentrate and finish the dishes now.
イリアスフィール、バーサーカーのマスターですね。
Iliasphere, Berserker's
リン
master.
は彼女を知っているようでしたが。
You seem to know her, Rin.
まあね、名前ぐらいは知ってる。アインツベルンは何回か聖杯に届きそうになったっていう魔術師の家系だから。
Well, yeah. Or I have the name, or I know the name anyway. The Einsberns are a mage family who have been in the Holy Grail War, in the Holy Grail a few times.
聖杯戦争には慣れているということですね。
So they are well versed in the Holy Grail War.
でしょうね。他の連中がどうだか知らないけど、イリアスフィールは最大の障害と見て間違いないわ。本来バーサーカーっていうクラスは力の弱い英雄を強化するものよ。
Probably. I don't know about the others, but I can say pretty confidently that Iliasphere is our biggest obstacle. The Berserker class is typically used to enhance a weak hero.
理性を代償にして英霊を強くするんだけど、そういった凶暴化した英雄の制御には莫大な魔力を必要とする。
It takes the heroic spirit's sanity in exchange for strengthening them. But to control a hero that's turned violent requires a vast amount of magical energy.
例えばあなたがバーサーカーになったら
Let's say, for example, if you became a berserker class.
このように話をすることもできませんね。協力者としての機能を一切排除し、戦闘能力だけを特化させたのがバーサーカーです。ですが、それは手負いの指示を従えるようなもの。何の魔術師ではまず操れません。
I would not be able to communicate with you as I am now. Berserkers are entirely specialized in combat, totally unable to cooperate with anyone. It would be like attempting to tame a wounded lion. No ordinary mage could control such a servant.
でしょうね。そこいらのマイナーな英霊がバーサーカーになった程度でも波のマスターじゃ制御しきれない。
I figured as much. An ordinary mage would have a difficult time controlling a berserker even if the heroic spirit was a minor hero.
だっていうのに、イリアスフィールは超一流の英霊を召喚して、そいつをバーサーカーにして完全に支配してた。
Yet Iriosphere summoned an absolutely top-tier hero as a berserker, and she's managed to control him completely.
このように
Yo
話をする
Pichi.
でしょ。だっていう悔しいけど、マスターとしての能力は次元違いよ、あの子。
I hate to say this, but that girl's ability as a master is on an entirely different level.
同感です。私たちの当面の問題は、その次元違いの相手に狙われているという現状ですか。
I agree. Our current problem is that we are being targeted by this extraordinary master.
うん。私のアーチャーはまだ戦線に出られるほど回復してない。セイバーはどう？もう傷はいいの？
Right, my archer hasn't recovered to the point where he can return to battle. What about you, Saber? How are your wounds?
通常の戦闘ならば支障はありませんが、バーサーカーを相手にできるほど回復はしていません。
I should be fine for normal battles, but I have not yet recovered to the point where I can go up against Berserker.
バーサーカー戦の傷は完治しているのですが、ランサーから受けた傷には時間がかかるようです。
The wounds I sustained from Berserker have completely healed, but it appears the wounds I received from Lancer will take longer.
そう。それじゃあやっぱり当面は様子見をするしかないかな。
I see. Then at this point we have no choice but to wait and see.
それについては提案が。アーチャーの目は鷹のそれと聞きます。彼には屋敷の周囲を見張ってもらうというのはどうでしょうか。
I have a suggestion. I hear Archer has keen eyes. What do you think of having him keep watch over this house and the surrounding area?
そのつもりよ。あいつには屋根で見張りをさせるから、怪しいやつが近寄ってきたらすぐにわかるわ。この屋敷だって侵入者用の結界が張ってあるんだし、守りは万全でしょうね。
I intend to have him do just that. I'll have him keep watch from the roof. So we should know right away if someone suspicious gets near. This house also has a bounded field around it, so we should be good as far as the fences go.
まあ、バーサーカーに攻め込まれたら逃げるしかないけど。
Though, if Berserker came in to invade this house, our only option would probably be to run away. The two continue their conversation. ... I don't like it. I'm the one making dinner for them, so I think it's rude for them to talk without me. Besides, Tohsaka is too friendly with Saber. Well, I can't really talk to Tohsaka so casually like that. So maybe Tohsaka's just talking to Saber on my behalf. I see my face reflected in the glass of the kitchen cabinet. My brows furrowed in disapproval. That's weird. Why am I so mad? Okay then. I set out 3 plates and start serving dinner. I head out into the living room. You know, this isn't the best topic for dinner. I loudly smack the tray down in front of Tohsaka.
何怒ってるのよ、シロ。料理出しぐらいは手伝うべきだった？
Why are you so mad, Shiro? Oh, is it because you wanted me to help serve the food? I'm not mad. I just thought you were trying to act aloof around people. I give her a sideways glance. Tohsaku seems perplexed. And then she gives me a chilling smile.
協力体制を決めていただけよ。安心なさい。別にあなたのセーバーを取ったりしないから。
We are just deciding on how our partnership was going to work. Don't worry, I'm not going to try to steal your saber. What? I can tell I'm starting to blush. Tohsaku just pointed out why I was so annoyed. Why you?
あら、違った？ならごめんなさいね、エミヤくん。
Oh, am I wrong? Then I apologize, Emiya. You say whatever the hell you want. I retreat to the kitchen to grab the rest of the dishes. She really got to me. Tohsaku is still smiling and Saber is as expressionless as ever. I'm starting to wonder whether I can survive this partnership. But we go ahead and start dinner. I'm giving her the silent treatment. After what happened earlier, I don't want to talk to Tohsaku, and I'm too embarrassed to even look at Saber. Saber eats in silence. Her movements are elegant. I can't believe she's the same girl who was swinging a sword earlier. And I can't put a finger on it, but... Every time she takes a bite of something she hasn't eaten before, she nods. It's... amusing. Seems to be her way of saying the food is good. Also, it turns out she can use chopsticks properly. Tohsaku, on the other hand... The moment she takes her first bite, she clenches her fist and says, "Alright, I can do better than this." Just you wait and see tomorrow, Shiro Emiya. Tohsaku's fist trembles with excitement. Dear God, have I done something bad? Okay, so about what you two were discussing earlier. The two raise their heads simultaneously. Wait. I'm already nervous with just one of them around, so having the two react in unison like that is torture. What were we discussing earlier? About what to do from now on. You two were talking about it while I was cooking. About looking for the other masters? Yeah, that. I'm just wondering if you have a specific plan. There's nothing to do other than take it slow and steady. Oh, by the way, can you at least sense other mages? It would make things a lot easier if you could. I can't. I didn't know you were a mage, and we've been going to the same school for 2 years. I knew it. Well, that's fine. I'm sure the others are concealing their presence anyway, so searching for them that way isn't the best option. What about you, Saber? I hear servants can detect other servants. I can, somewhat. However, That is only if they are using their abilities nearby. In my case, I can only detect other servants in about a 200-meter radius.
なるほどね。じゃあますます相手の出方を待つか、どこかおかしな場所を探すしかない。マスターが何か行動すれば、その痕跡は残るもの。私たちはそれを探り当てるってわけ。
I see. Then we really do need to just wait to see if someone makes a move, or to look for some place that seems odd to us. A master would leave some traces or hints behind when they make a move, so we'll have to search for those. Are you saying we need to search all over town?
いいえ、それはやめた方がいいわ。あっちも網を張ってるから、そんなことしたら一発でマスターだってバレるわよ。
No, we really shouldn't do that. Our opponents have probably set up some sort of net too. So they'll know right away we are masters if we do something like that.
とりあえずはこっちの体制が整うまでは後手に回りましょう。
For now, we should hold off on taking initiative until we figure out a plan.
今まで通りに腕のレイジは他人に見られないように隠しておくこと。
Just live your life the way you always have and don't let them discover that you're a master. Hide a command spell on your hand so they can't see it.
できるだけ人気のないところには行かないこと。
Try not to go anywhere there aren't plenty of people around.
日が落ちたらすぐに戻ってくること。
Head home as soon as the sun sets. And what else?
外出するときはサーバントを連れて行くようにしてください。アーチャーはリンの護衛ができますか？
Please take your servant with you whenever you go outside this house. Can Archer act as your escort and guard you within?
それぐらいならできるみたいね。霊体にして待機させておくから私は大丈夫よ。問題は
I think he can do that. It shouldn't be a problem for me because I'll have him in spirit form on standby. The problem is
私のマスターですね。
my master.
そう。ちょっと聞いてるシロ。外出するときはちゃんとセーバーを連れて行きなさいよ。人目につかないようにするのが私たちのルールだけど、中には昼間から襲いかかってくるバカがいるかもしれない。
Exactly. Hey, are you even listening, Shiro? Take Saber with you everywhere you go. We may have decided not to draw attention, but there could still be some idiot who might attack us in broad daylight.
そういう時に備えてセーバーとは一緒にいなさいよね。
Have Saber with you in case that happens. Oh, alright. I'll try. My response is pretty half-hearted. I understand why Tohsaku would say that, but I hesitate at the idea of taking Saber everywhere. I'm already nervous talking to Tohsaku, but Saber makes me even more nervous. Actually, nervous might not be the right word. I'm just bad at talking to Saber.
何か
What is it? Nothing. Hey, do you want a second helping? Hand me your bowl.
いえ、結構です。実に見事な味付けでした。シロ。
Did you want a second helping? No, I'm fine. It was very good, Shiro. Gosh. I avert my gaze without meaning to. If I can't even look her in the eye right now, who knows how I'm going to feel or what I'll do if we're going to be together all the time.
ああ、でもダメか。セーバーは霊体になれないんだから学校までついてこられない。
Oh, but this might be hard. Saber can't turn into her spirit form, so she can't follow you to school.
学校？シロは学生なのですか？
School? Are you a student, Shiro? Yeah, I am. Oh, right, Saber. Saber can't go to school because she's not a student. I guess I'll just have to have her stay at home while we're the BGO's a bird. I guess I'll just have to have her stay at home while I'm at school.
学校に行かないということはできないのですか？シロ。
Is it possible for you not to go to school, Shiro? I can't do that. I should live my life like normal. But I need to go to school. Besides, school's safe. There's not a lot of places with so many people.
ですが
But
大丈夫よセイバー。学校には私だっているんだから、もしもの時はフォローするわ。
it'll be okay, Saber. I'll be there too, so I'll back him up if something happens. And I keep saying nothing will happen.
わかりました。マスターがそう言うのでしたら従います。
Understood. If Master says so, I'll oblige. Saber doesn't look convinced, but she still nods in agreement. Night falls. Tohsaku looks like she prepared herself a bath while I was clearing up after dinner. Honestly, she is acting like she owns this place, right from the start. I'll need to make clear who's boss around here, or things are going to be real tough for me in the future. Easier said than done. I get the sense seizing the initiative is going to be really hard. Speaking of difficulties, there's another person who'll be the source of my headaches. Actually, Saber's probably my biggest obstacle. Tohsaku can be reasoned with, but Saber seems completely impossible to convince, no matter what. Saber, I know she's not a bad person, but Saber's back in her room. Tohsaku's probably back in her own room in the detached area of the house. I'm the only one in the living room. There's still time before bedtime, so I should probably talk to Saber a bit more. Honestly, I'll need to overcome my awkwardness around her, or else I'm going to suffer for it. Whether she's a servant or not, she's still a girl, and younger than me. I'm sure I could learn a lot about her if we talked. Plus, I'll need to get used to her, or Tohsaku's never going to stop looking down on me. And that's a problem. I don't want that, so I should work on talking to her more casually. I go back to my own room. The room next to mine, separated by a single sliding door, is Saber's room. Saber, are you awake?
起きています。何かありましたか、マスター。
I am. Is something the matter, Master? Saber slides the door open. I try to get the hammering of my heart under control as she comes near. Calm down. I'm only going to talk to her as a master.
白、顔色が優れませんが、傷が開いたのですか。
Shiro, you do not look well. Has your wound opened up? No, that's not it. I'm feeling all better. Actually, how are you doing?
はい、問題はありません。今の状態では完治まで時間はかかりますが、このままでも平均値はクリアしていますから。バーサーカー以外の相手ならば互角に渡り合えるでしょう。
I'm fine. It may take some more time to completely heal in my current state, but I'm still well above average. I should be evenly matched in battle, so long as it is not against Berserker. I don't sense any pretension from her. She is simply stating the truth. I don't have any response to give. Saber's words may be encouraging to a master, but I still don't want a delicate-looking girl like her to fight. I want to ask you something. Don't you have any goals other than fighting? Since you're here in the modern world, aren't there things you'd like to do?
他の目的ですか。そのようなことはありませんが、サーバントは戦うためだけに呼び出されたものです。
Other goals? There's nothing else. Servants are summoned to fight, that is all.
それ以外の目的など余分なだけだ。白の発言はひどく的が外れています。
Anything else is futile. You have raised an irrelevancy. I figured. I'm trying to tell someone not to fight when it's their only reason for being here. It's not that I want to tell her that, but it's something that Saber lacks humanity. Oh, it's just that Saber lacks humanity. That might be enough if fighting is all she's going to do, but she's right in front of me, looking like an actual human being. So it doesn't feel right for her to just fight. If Saber's going to be here, she should at least do something she enjoys. Or it will all seem like it was in vain. Hey, Saber. Servants are supposed to be heroic spirits from the past, right? Then I had been about to I had been about to ask her what she was like before she became who she is now, but I stopped myself. I cannot tell you my true name. During the day, Saber said that was going to be a secret between the two of us. So I wouldn't be surprised if Saber refused to tell me anything about her past. Shiro, it is not polite to stop mid-sentence. If the question is important enough, I will answer. No, forget about it. It was just about... I was just about to ask a dumb question. I averted my eyes to try to change the topic. It really was a stupid question. I thought I wasn't interested in Saber's identity, and Saber's been refusing to tell me because it's not safe. Bringing up something like this would just prove I'm a bad master, dwelling on unimportant stuff. And what else can I talk to her about then? If I can't ask anything about Saber, the only other topics left would be me. That would be even more pointless. I'm grasping at straws here. If I can't ask about her identity, I'll just have to ask about what Saber likes, what she wants to eat for breakfast tomorrow. I don't care if she's going to look at me funny. I'm ready to ask all the futile questions I want. Shiro, if you do not have any questions, I ask something. Eh? Yeah, sure. What is it? It is about last night. You were wounded trying to save me from Berserker's attack. Do you remember that? I do, but what? Are you going to keep belittling me like you had this morning? I get that it was a rash decision on my part, so don't remind me. It makes me feel sick. I feel the same way, but there was something I would like to ask you to help me understand you better as a person. Shiro, why did you try to go up against Berserker? Did you not know what would happen if you got close? Well, of course I knew. I knew getting near that thing would definitely be the end of me. Still, I tried to save Saber, not out of some foolish or optimistic belief I could. I just tried to save her. I didn't care about what would happen afterward. Saving Saber was my top priority in that moment. If anything, the fear of not being able to save Saber was greater than my fear of being killed. Sorry, I forgot why. It all happened so fast, so I don't really remember what I was thinking at the time. I was probably just rattled. Otherwise, I wouldn't have made such a suicidal move. Rather than tell her the truth, I just say something to try to get myself out of the situation. I probably did it because of how seriously Saber was looking at me. So you did it unwittingly. It wasn't unwitting. I told you I was rattled. If something like that happened again, I'm sure I would just be quaking. You may be right. That is a normal human response. No human would throw away their own life to try to save others. Even those who are later called heroes are no exception. Which is why, should I encounter such a person, I know they are lacking something. If that person continued to carry on in that fashion, the only thing awaiting them would be tragedy. Her deep green eyes are trying to tell me something, and yet... Get it out, Saber. I told you I was just frazzled. I'm scared to die too, so it's not like I can act like a saint. If something like that happened again, I'm going to prioritize myself over you. I try to mask my anxiety by just spouting a bunch of heartless crap.
それはよかった。私の思い違いなら問題はないでしょう。ええ。確かにシローは臆病です。道さえ間違えなければ、きっと正しい魔術師になれる。
That is a relief. If this was all a misunderstanding on my part, then there should not be an issue. Yes, you are a coward. As long as you do not choose to follow the wrong path, you should become a proper mage. Hey, do I really look like a coward to you?
ええ、とても。置かれた状況を受け入れるために努力するあたりが特に。そういった賢明さを時に臆病というのです。恐れを知らない者は賢者になれないのと同じですね。
Yes, very much so. Especially when you try your hardest to accept the situation in which you are placed. Do you not know that such prudence is sometimes called cowardice? It is no different than saying that one who does not know fear can never become a wise man. She seems relieved. Saber even smiles as she says this. Must be because of how lovely and elegant everything she does is. I can't think of anything else to say, so Saber and I spend the rest of our time alone in my bland room. And then night falls. I don't talk to Saber or Tohsaku in the other room, and nothing much happened until it was bedtime. It's 11 now. The lights in the house are off, and everyone inside goes to sleep to prepare for the upcoming day. I can't sleep. I'm still lying on my side, eyes wide open. This is my room. I should be sleeping, but it feels completely different now. Damn, why can't I? It's quiet, but I hear Saber's breathing in the next room. Ah, I know. Of course I can hear sound coming from the next room if it's quiet. And since I can hear her breathing, I find myself imagining Saber's sleeping form. Ah, damn it! How the hell can I fall asleep in this situation? Can't just stay in this whole bed of needless situation forever. I sneak out of my futon, trying not to wake Saber up. Thank goodness. I thought Saber would notice, but I guess not. Unless she's a deep sleeper. I question whether she can really protect her master this way, but there's no immediate danger. If servants are linked to masters, she would probably wake up immediately if her master is in danger. Tohsaku seems to be asleep. The lights in the detached building are out. She's either just that defiant, or maybe she's naturally adaptable. Because Tohsaku managed to blend in here in just a day. Well, honestly, it does help having her around. Yep, she's a handful, but she is helpful. One bit of evidence of that is the bandage wrapped around my hand. Hide my command spells, huh? I never would have thought to do that if it hadn't been pointed out. The command spells master's bear appears somewhere on the arm. Mine appeared on the back of my left hand. Gloves won't work to hide it, so I'll just have to use bandages, even if it looks a bit awkward. It's wintertime, so I'll wear some long sleeves to hide it. Tohsaku has hers on the opposite hand from mine, around the middle of her right hand, or somewhere around there. The shape of command spells differ for each master, and I don't think I'll ever see Tohsaku's command spell. Silence falls over the shed. This is where Lancer cornered me yesterday, and where Saber appeared. The entrance is still open, and it's pitch dark inside. as if to repel anyone who might try to enter. But this darkness is familiar to me. I used to play here when I was young, and I feel it to be my real room. It sits silently under the wintry night sky. I step inside. After closing the door to shut out the cold, I turn on the stove. I thought I would take a break today, but I shouldn't. The old man would be rolling in his grave if he knew I skipped my training 2 days in a row. I sit down in the middle of the shed and take a deep breath. I should train, no pauses. Magecraft is a mental discipline to me, so I shouldn't skimp on my training for no good reason. Breathe in. I begin my training by getting my breathing under control. The usual images pop into my head. The image of a sword drifts into my empty mind. I try to ignore it and clear my head. As soon as magical energy runs through my body, I begin my usual training. My strengthening magecraft succeeded for the first time in years when I was attacked by a lancer last night. I need to recreate the same feeling before I forget, or else it will have been for nothing. The race on! I close my eyes halfway and release the air from my lungs. That's all I can do for now. As I concentrate, everything fades away. The Holy Grail War, Saber, Tohsaku. If I allow my thoughts to slide into nothingness, any immature hesitations will fall away, and I'll finally get a good night's sleep. OK, tady to asi vypadá, že ukončíme. Den 5. Ráno. 4. února. Let's go. New life. OK. Tak. Máme to uložený. Tady to teda ukončíme. Perfektní 2hodinový stream v pohodě. Dostali jsme se do dalšího dne. Lehce jsme se přiblížili k Saber. Lehoulince. No a doufám, že se uvidíme snad zítra. Snad to nějak dám. A jestli jo, tak se uvidíme.